My course is on violence, and I like to take students through what I mean by violence, so that when they're working with conflicts and violence, that they have some notion of what violence is before they start talking about something like peace. Because quite often I think people have a very clear idea and a very limited idea about violence, that it is simply about physical direct violence, when it seems to me that violence resides in all sorts of social structures and political structures, and indeed in everyday life. So the course does that, and I think that can be quite liberating for students, particularly I think for women students who begin to see domestic violence or intimate partner violence as political, and be able to connect that then with high levels of domestic violence in war-torn societies, that it's not something different, but actually it all is joined up with one another. We have students from all over the world. We have students from Bosnia, from Kosovo, from Serbia here, but also from Northern Ireland, students who've worked in West Africa, students who are working, are intending to work in the UK with veterans groups, for example. And we've had a very productive time. Quite a lot of my teaching is quite theoretical and abstract. So I give people conceptual ideas, and then I invite them to apply the conceptual ideas to their own experience. So as a result of that, you could say that we're looking at a whole range of case studies, but they're case studies that largely are drawn from students' experience, and from them applying what I'm saying in the classroom to their own experience and either testing it out to see if it works or it doesn't work. I also bring my own experience, obviously, and I have worked in a range of contexts. But I don't use kind of detailed case studies per se, but rather draw on that experience as illustrative of the concepts and the ideas that I'm representing. There's been a lot of interest in former combatants and veterans. That's a particular interest of mine, and several of the students in the group are also interested in this, because I think it's quite common to see victims as women and children, or victims as civilians, but actually people who see direct combat experience either as part of a state army or as part of an illegal armed group also have psychological and physical suffering as a result of that experience. And I think that's not something that's often well understood, or indeed that attracts a great deal of sympathy. So we've had a great time, and I've enjoyed it. I always enjoy coming to Belgrade, and I think the students have benefited from it too.